It's Christmas around the world.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Christmas Around the World. This is your host, Christina, once again here to bring you some awesome Christmas traditions from around the globe. Today, I have a very special family joining me. The Blissons from South India are here with me today. Hello, Blissons. How are you?
Hi.
Hello.
Good. How are you? Glad to be here.
Wonderful to be with you as well. It's been a little bit, or not quite a year, but almost 1 year exactly that I met the Blissons at the Holy Land Experience in Orlando, Florida. It's a theme park that has various different places that look just like Israel, like the Dead Sea, a park that really tells the story of the Bible. And we got to meet the Blissons. My family was there as well. You know, we were sort of just debriefing and happened to start a beautiful conversation with the Blissons. We have Dr. Rachel Blisson and Dr. Blisson Tangamani, their beautiful daughter, Addie. So thank you all for being here with us today. I was speaking with the Blissons earlier, and I found out that they've actually been in actual quarantine for many months now. When was the last time you all left your house? Tell us.
March 6th was the last day that we left the house because of my health condition and the medication that I'm in. I'm required to be inside, and we can't go out or do any of that, but we're so blessed and thankful for all that God has done.
Amen to that. So you have your Christmas tree there in the background, and y'all are looking sharp as per usual. The Blissons, they don't miss a beat.
You're being kind. Thank you.
Wonderful. I wanted to ask you all, what does Christmas mean to you?
Christmas is all about giving, right? Jesus gave himself, that he left his heavenly place and became one of us. And that has great meaning in the sense that because he gave, that we're also, or we should be all about giving ourselves for people who are hurting, people who feel like they're at a dead end, that we become the people of purpose, people who can bring the message of hope and destiny and purpose and the message of God to them. And that's what we should be about.
Wow, that's beautiful, Dr. Blisson. Thank you for sharing that. And I want to ask Dr. Rachel Blisson, what was, one of your favorite Christmas memories growing up?
In India, I was born and brought up in a pastor's family. So it's like Christmas time is a wonderful time of the year, especially during Christmas time. We go we do caroling. We go to our neighbor's house or the villages. We do caroling, singing songs, and sharing the Christmas story and doing some play on the streets. So that was like important thing during Christmas. And then going to service, that's like early morning service.
Yeah.
We do go, that's one of the tradition in India, like everybody gets new clothes, special clothes for Christmas.
Oh,
And we go to church in the morning, early morning. Catholics, they do at midnight, midnight
okay.
mass. And others, we do have like 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 or 6 early morning services.
Early morning, 4 o'clock.
Oh, wow. So
We're
you
at
sleep.
church at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Do you even
So
sleep?
Christmas, we do sleep, but
We kind of,
yeah.
we try to, but most of us, it's obviously we celebrate. We have a lot of what is that? Sweets and things like that we make, chocolates
Goodies
and everything,
and
goodies.
cookies,
And
yeah, cakes.
it's the whole night goes on just
Yeah.
talking to each other and things like that. We try to sleep for a couple of hours, maybe, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really work.
Because everybody will be preparing goodies and food for the next day, for the Christmas day. So it's like almost like all night longer. So we'll be awake, and morning going to church is the big thing in India, in the early morning service.
Yeah.
So Christmas service is the big thing. So we all dress up and we go to church. So that's kind of thing. My dad, he always tries to give to the needy people, like poor, and giving to the pastors and missionaries. And for me, like in my family, daddy, he always helps others. So one time we were also excited to get new clothes, But my dad was like, okay, there's a pastor here, his church, something happened to his church, so he wanted some money to build the church. So he gave all the money that he had for like Christmas, what we were planning to do. So he gave the money to the pastor to build the church. And we were like kind of sad, but dad is like, don't worry, God will provide. So, and then we're like, we didn't get any clothes until that night, 24th evening. And we were like, oh, okay. So what dress we can find, maybe something that looks newer or pretty, so we can wear that for Christmas service. That's what me and my sister were planning. And 24th evening, late night, one of our church believers brought the best clothes that we ever had. So it was the prettiest dress that we both ever had. So that was like the beginning time, but every time after that, whenever my dad gave, somehow God provided. So when we take care of the needy and we bless others, God will definitely bless us. And then after Christmas service, we come home and then have a big meal, breakfast, and get blessings from our family members. And then what we do is we take the goodies and whatever we made, cake and pastries, kind of sweets. Our parents will put it on a plate. We take it to our neighbor's house. Then after that, we'll come home. And then the afternoon, we go to the villages and share the gospel.
It's very common, like at the street corners there, we would just stand and skit kind of a thing.
Yeah, when we start singing songs,
Singing,
everybody will
would
come.
gather, the villagers would gather, right? And then we do something like a skit. We give kids all candies and stuff like that. And then
in some places we provide meal.
Yeah.
If it is a leper colony, we go to leper colonies. So we provide a meal. After the program, we give them a meal. So they are also happy with the broad smile because they were blessed by good food. So we try to bless them physically and spiritually and tell the story of Jesus.
Oh, that's incredible.
we come back in the evening, it's all about firecrackers. In India, there's no, it's not like here. So we get to do firecrackers like it's just, that goes on for a couple of hours.
Literally, like little
Oh,
fire.
literally, you can do it on your own.
On the streets, we can like the.
We could do
like-
the rockets and like the
Yeah.
spiral ones that go on the floor and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the fireworks that you see on July 4th, everybody gets to do it on their own in
Yeah,
their own houses. Yeah.
the effect is all that much greater, I would imagine, right? Everybody's like,
Yeah. It goes on for a while, and then
That's
Yeah.
awesome. And I know, Addie, I want to hear from you a little bit, like what, in your opinion, is the biggest difference that you've noticed between an American Christmas and an Indian Christmas?
Well, on Indian Christmas, it's all about giving. There's like, we never just stay home and just like here, we just stay home and we're just with our family. But in India, we always go out and we help others and we give to everyone and we make food for them. And we just go out and help everyone.
And I can't help but think about, what I think it was Dr. Rachel Blisson was mentioning about going and singing the carols and having the people come in and listen and all that. Any particular carol that folks like to listen to where you all originally come from?
We sing the same songs. For Christmas, we sing almost the same songs. Some of them may be in Tamil, but I'm not so particular. Sure about it. But we sing the same type of songs. But we have like the regular songs is what we sing when we do carols and stuff like that as well. It's translated in the local language, though. Yeah, it's in Tamil. Before Christmas, we go as a team from the church to church members and their families. To their families, to their homes, basically, at night.
Yeah, it
Like
starts at night.
It starts at 11 o'clock at night, goes on to like 2:30,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. They come to your home. Though, like probably about 20, 25 people come to your home and they stand outside the house and they sing.
And then
You just have to listen. Go ahead.
Yeah. And they all sing together, right? And then they come in and then they continue and then they pray and then they leave to the
pray
next
for
house.
the family and for the neighborhood, and they pray for the community, and then they leave.
And then they leave to the next house, next believer's house.
When you say they go to the next believer's house, do they also sing to people who don't celebrate Christmas?
Believer's house, like the caroling, like late night caroling is only to the believer's house. But in the evening and during the weekend, we do for the everyone, for the
For everyone.
non-believers and everyone on the streets and the villages, like during the day, evening time.
Yeah, but when they come, when we go as a church, like a group of people, go to one believer's house, they stand outside the house and they sing loud. It's not like it's a tradition that
Yeah.
goes on. So they stand outside the house
With the
and,
drums and everything.
yeah, with a little
keyboard.
drum and
The drummer boy,
little
It's
keyboard.
loud.
hopefully they're all on key, right? As they're singing there loudly and happily
Oh,
for
well, I don't know about that.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like it's something fun regardless, that would be well received. And even maybe if someone in that neighborhood doesn't celebrate Christmas, would you say that in your area, Christians are a minority?
Very much. It's well received because they know it's Christmas time. And they know that they see Christmas trees everywhere. If they go to shopping malls or anything that they go, everywhere they go, there's lights everywhere. They make up like what is it, Addie?
It's a
like,
paper lantern star to represent the Bethlehem star, and then they hang it outside and they put a light in it, and it's
Yeah.
always on.
yeah, it's always on in Christian homes and in like malls and stuff like that. You see these stars everywhere. So everybody's aware that it's Christmas time, right? And and they know that caroling is common. They're aware of it. Yeah.
So at the end of the caroling, it's open for prayers. So anybody who needs prayers, they'll come, and the volunteers or the team members will pray for them, and people have healed during the prayers. So that's been a blessing to many.
So, dear family, I just have it now open up to you to add anything that you would like to leave with folks as a parting message for this Christmas 2020. Anything at all that you would like to tell folks that are listening to us?
If I were to share something, it would be, this is a time of giving, and it's also a time of hope. We know that Jesus came that we might have life and life more abundantly, right? That is a message that we are supposed to give out to the world. Just as we have been without hope at one point in our life, that there are others that are in that journey. And if we can share our hope and what we believe in and make Jesus known among them, it's reaching out to them. That is very, very important. If I could think of a biblical passage that I could just jump off of, it would be in Luke chapter 3, right? In the beginning, the first couple of verses of Luke chapter 3. I just read it right off my screen on my screen. In the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar, when Pontius Pilate was governor of Judea, Herod tetrarch of Galilee, his brother Philip tetrarch of Iturea, Trachonitis, and Lysanias tetrarch of Abilene, during the high priesthood of Annas and Caiaphas, all of that historical information, who ruled which person or which place, and who did what, and who was the high priest of the temple. It has all that information. And it starts off saying in the 15th year of Tiberius, right? And then it says, the word of God came to John. It's amazing. You look at the previous chapter, John chapter 2, it's all about Jesus' early childhood. Jesus didn't come that he would have an experience of what the world is like. He came for something different, which starts off in chapter 3. It's interesting. In 2, it's all about his early childhood, right? In chapter 3, it's about him starting the ministry. He didn't come for his early childhood, have a happy childhood and experience the world and know what the world is like that he created, right? He came that he might give life and life more abundantly. This is a time, unprecedented time is what we're living in. There are a lot of people for whom life seems like it has hit a dead end. Wherever we came from, that shouldn't be the impediment, that our future can be great. He has given us amazing hope that however unremarkable our lives may have been, with Jesus that can take a swift turn and it can turn for good, and that we can become the bearers or the carriers of the light, light eternal, light that can shine on others and bring hope and destiny and plan and purpose for those who feel like they are at a dead end. This is why Jesus came. Jesus came that we might have life and life more abundantly, regardless of how desperate the world might seem like, our life might seem like, or whatever the situation that we might find ourselves. There is hope because Jesus came that you and I can have that, and we should be sharing that message at this time. There is no greater message of hope and destiny and purpose than that which Jesus came for. And that is the reason for this season.
I want to thank you all so much for joining me tonight and talking to me a little bit more about what it means to be someone who celebrates Christmas and what the meaning behind that is. Thank you for sharing that with me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Christmas to you as well.
It's Christmas around the world.